Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carry and Cut YouTube channel.
And if you're new here, like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit that bell.
And don't forget to check out our Instagram at Carry and Cut and our Patreon also at Carry and Cut. We sure do appreciate you guys with all your support, and if you contribute to the Patreon, all the proceeds are going to go directly back into the YouTube channel to buy new knives and new equipment to hopefully make the quality and the content better. So we got our knife tools out here, and we are going to be disassembling and doing some maintenance on this AD 20.5. So I already did a full review on this knife. Go back in our previous videos and you'll be able to see that. So we need two Torx bits here. We need a T6 for the body screws and the pocket clip, and we need a T10 for the pivot. So let's go ahead and start disassembling here. Right, we're going to start at the pocket clip and take these out of here. Always try to remember where your screws come out of. So I always like to take them out and put them in its own certain spot of where they're exactly going to go back together at. So at least try to. So we got our don't forget your magnetic tray for all your little bits and bops. And it's going to be interesting to see how this AD 20.5 works in the insides compared to like the Vision FG and stuff like that. So I have never had this knife apart yet. So I must have a captive pivot on the back side. So let's go and run that T10 out of there. There's definitely some Locktite on there, so that's good to see. All right, let's see how we can, I think these just kind of slide off here. There's these three little pins. I guess they're studs. They're kind of, I want to say they're keepers, but okay, so there comes our one scale. Let's go ahead and give that a little wipe down here. And I know, of course, there's going to be some kind of spring in here that's working that back lock, so we need to be careful when we're taking this apart. And run a little bit of alcohol in here, try to clean up any of that gunk that was in there. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Steven. This is another one of his knives, and that he graciously sent over us to review and make some content for you guys. So everybody give him a huge shout out. Thanks a whole bunch, Steven. Sure does help out the channel. All right, let's go ahead and try to pop this liner off there. That came off pretty simply. There's our bearing right there. Of course, we're on caged. I don't know if those are ceramic. I imagine they're probably. Yeah, those are definitely, nope, those are just metal ball bearings in there. So that's pretty nice. These are definitely some higher quality bearings than some of the other ones that I felt. So give that old scrub-a-dub. You like that? Scrub-a-dub. Get that nice and cleaned up there. We'll go ahead and run some more alcohol in the pivot there. Try to get any gunk that we can. And now that I do see that pivot is definitely indexed right there, so that's nice to see. Sure do like seeing that, where you don't have to mess with any sort of two different Torx bits on that. So let's go ahead and pull back on our lock bar there. You can see how that interferes with the you can see how the shark lock works right here. So you're going to pull back on your back spring, if that's what you want to call it, and that's going to allow the lock to release. So that is a whole lot of engagement for that lock bar onto the blade, onto the tang of the blade right there. So that is a very strong, people always say how strong these locks are, and I can definitely see that now. That is really cool to see that come apart like that. So let's go ahead and try to get this spring out of here. Not sure how we're gonna, oh, there it went right there. Be really careful they don't fly out at you. That would not be good. Okay, those little studs we were talking about before, those actually hold, well, that's what holds our spring tension in place. So we're going to run our spring right back down in there, and that's going to hold our tension onto the tang of the blade and keep that from both opening and closing. So there's our blade. There's our back lock. I think it's got some nice heft to it. That is pretty cool. And go ahead and take our other bearing out of there. I don't really know if we need to go all the way disassembled with this or not. You guys kind of get the gist of it there. If you wanted to go all the way apart with it, of course, you just run your 3 body screws out of the back right there. This other liner would come right off there. But I think this one's fairly clean. I don't see any debris or gunk in there. So let's just go ahead and clean that pivot up for them. Get that all nice and smoothed up here. Try to get any debris, any dirt or dust that we can out of here for them. And this is definitely a very, very nice knife. Love the ergonomics of it. The strength of that lock really does blow me away. That is crazy to see that much metal interfere with the tang of the blade to keep that thing shut and locked up. It would definitely take a lot of force to disturb that. All right, so going back together is going to be very easy. Let's go ahead and rub down these washers here, or bearings, I guess you should say. Rub those down, get those nice and cleaned up. Go ahead and clean up this lock bar too. Any crud that might be in there. This knife was extremely smooth before we even took it apart, so shouldn't be too much on here to worry about. Seal that right back up. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and clean off our blade. It's got a little bit of gunk on it. If you guys have any concerns, or not even really concerns, just comments or suggestions on anything that we should do in the future, please let me know. I kind of thought it would be cool. Me and my buddies at work were talking about, I think it'd be cool to make like a throwing knife series, and making some throwing knives and trying to throw them at targets and stuff like that. I thought that would be really cool. Just something different. And you know, I really do like grinding blades out there in the garage. So if that'd be something you guys are interested in, make sure to leave it down in the comments. I'd love to switch stuff up and do something other than you know, just take apart knives and review them and whatever else. I'd like to kind of expand the horizons of this channel. We like there is anything to do with knives. So let's go ahead and get our KPL. All these tools and everything's gonna be a link down in the description in this video, so make sure you go check out the links if you'd like to. It does help our channel when you look at those, especially if you buy from, but that's completely up to you. So let's go throw our lube in there, throw our first bearing in place. Just put a little more, make sure we get those, a little bit of lube on there since we wiped it all off before. All right, now we can go ahead and throw our blade in there. And then let's go ahead and put our lock bar assembly back in there. And try to drop our spring in there without flinging it back out at you. So that's very important. Please do not you got to be very careful of those. That thing will fly out, you'll never find it again. So let's go ahead and throw some more lube here on the blade where the washer is going to be riding, the bearing's going to be riding. Of course, that's going to lock right into here, just like so. Okay, lock works. That's the most important part. Let's go ahead and stab this thing back together. So let's go ahead and start with our pivot first. Actually, let's use a little bit of Locktite on this for him. I don't know if Steven's gonna be planning on taking these back apart anytime soon, but we'll just put a nice little dab of Locktite on there. Don't have to go too crazy with it, just a little bit goes a long way. So I like this this medium strength blue stuff. It doesn't really get too aggressive like some of the liquid stuff does. So we're just gonna give it a little bit of a snug down for now. And this is what I was talking about. You gotta be careful about your different screws. Obviously this screw is smaller than your other two for your pocket clip. So let's go ahead and run these down through T6. Let's put a tiny little bit of Loctite on there and run that right down. Always be careful when you're tightening these back. Always like to do a little bit of a, you know, one left turn loosening just to get your thread pitch set just right so you're not stripping out your liners. Anything like that, you definitely don't want to do that. These pretty sure all you guys know these T6s are very delicate. And I'm gonna throw our pocket clip back on, just like so. That a little snug. All right, and one more. Make sure it's set in there. Crank that one on down. There it went. All right. Finish tightening that one up. Run our other body screw down all the way. All right, let's check our centering. Centering looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna snug this up a little bit more though. Down snug. I kind of like to back it off just a little bit, check the action. All right, we got perfect centering right there. If you guys can tell that or not, it looks pretty darn even to me. Action feels great, just as smooth, if not smoother than before. So that's the whole objective of this. You know, you want to get your knives as good as operational as they can be. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to do it for the disassembly and maintenance of your Demko AD 20.5. Sure do appreciate you watching, and also don't forget we got our 500 subscriber giveaway coming up soon. After recording of this video, we are sitting at 429 subscribers, so we're going to be giving away this VB Praxis button lock. This thing almost has 3 3/4 inches of Nitro V steel, aluminum handles, button lock action. This is going to be a sweet knife for somebody to win, so really cannot wait for that. Like I said, tell your friends, family, brothers, sisters, firstborn baby, whoever you got to. Let's get this thing up to 500 subscribers so we can give that knife away to one of you guys. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a great night. Till next time.